The Prophet ﷺ said to the nearest meaning, the best treatment you apply is cupping. So what is cupping and how do you apply it? Does it hurt? Does it tickle? And what are the benefits of it? This episode, we dive into an in-depth interview with someone who knows what he's talking about, not just in cupping, but in nutrition and all aspects of lifestyle. Check it out. I'm here with Ramiz Ibrahim from the Cupping Clinic, and we're going to talk today about hijama. So just want to jump straight in with the question, what is hijama? Like, how would you bring your kind of definition from your experiences? What is it all about?
So al-hijama, basically, al-hijama means it's a sucking or extraction, basically, literally in term meaning. So basically we're extracting the toxic blood from the body. It's not venial blood. We're not taking blood directly from the veins or the arteries, we're taking it from beneath the skin, the small capillaries. But wet cupping, basically from the Sunnah of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, is what it is. Wet cupping is extracting directly the blood from the skin. The Chinese do dry cupping. Dry cupping is basically where you put the initial sucking of the skin through the cup to dry the toxins to the surface of the skin. And that's it, that's dry cupping. You may dry massage cupping where you oil the skin, you move the cup to break down the toxins. But the sunnah, the wet cupping, al-hijama, is by first sucking for a few minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes, and then you use a surgical blade and you're not cutting. So you're not cutting veins, there's no bleeding per se, and you're not cutting the area. You actually do superficial scratches on the area that's been sucked, basically.
And I've done it before, and it's like tickling, really. It's
well,
like
I've actually, I don't know if I've coined it, I've never heard anyone else coin it, but I've coined it annoyingly ticklish. It's relatively painless, but it is annoyingly ticklish, because when I get it done, that's how I describe it.
Yeah, definitely. So who is it for? Is it for people that come to you and they've got specific illness, or is it for those who they just want to be generally healthy?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. We have people coming in, generally speaking, it's for everybody. And the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever has hijama done on the 17th, 19th and 21st of the Islamic calendar, corresponding to the Gregorian calendar, it changes every month, is a healing for everything, basically.
And so what is something that someone would come to you and they say, I've got this, and you say, oh, you need hijama for that, something specific?
I'd just say you need hijama for everything, whoever comes in.
Yeah.
Because the least of it is you're getting detoxed.
Yeah.
The healing, it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's fantastic for joints, for arthritis, helps, inshallah, diabetes, cholesterol, where you've got liver points and your pancreas points, stomach, acid reflux, fertility. So, I mean, look, it's old wives' tales that are re-emerging now, and people are really looking into that. And I don't like it, I'd call it alternative, because it was here before the actual pharmaceutical companies came around and doctors came around. Like, for example, TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, they can tell by your 3 pulses whether your body's ill and is in need of herbs or medication, etc., and they give you herbs to strengthen the body, like milk thistle for the liver, for example, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I don't like calling it alternative medicine. I just call it just medicine, and it's traditional, and it's old wives' tales, if you like, but it's coming back, you know. I'm not just talking about cupping. You know, we're talking about honey, raw honey. We're talking about cider vinegar. We're talking about green juicing, for example. So we didn't open a clinic just for hijama. Everyone's doing that now. I want to do it as a complementary, and also for their own life, not complementing what they take from the doctor's drugs, for example, but complementing their lifestyle. So I don't say change your diet. I say you have to change your lifestyle. Exercise, start changing your eating habits.
So you mentioned you wouldn't call it alternative medicine. How would you say hijama and the nutrition that you advocate, how does that interact with the medicine that we find in hospitals? Is it complementary or?
Well, I mean, it's unethical for me to say to people not to go to the doctor if they need to go. But personally speaking, myself, I mean, for myself, I wouldn't say, oh, I'm ill, I'll go to the doctor. I mean, it's an option. To me, it's an option. Traditional medicine is like, herbs, natural herbs from the ground, We have apple cider vinegar is a 2,000-year-old remedy, you know. And we're from the ground, so why don't we just connect with the ground and use the herbs that can help us? You know, the whole area is sometimes full of nettles. Fantastic vitamin C, pure and simple.
And so, those that say, you know, it's hocus pocus or it's old wine, what would you say to them? You know, is like some people say the evidence is weak, but other people say, you know, well, I've seen it work. What do you say?
Personally speaking, and in my opinion, I'm not saying that doctors' drugs don't work. I've seen it work, but their philosophy is they're good far outweigh the bad, and the bad is side effects. Yeah. Every single drug that comes out of the pharmaceutical company has a side effect, and there's research that statins have caused diabetes, etc. And that's why I said always read the label. They give it to you, but the onus is they leave the onus on you. But the premise is that we trust the person giving it to us. And also I've met doctors that are fantastic people, and I'm sure the doctors have an initial intention of healing. They want to, and they really believe in their products, and they believe, like I believe in my product, not my products, but in the traditional medicine. You know, I've been to traditional Chinese medicine, and it's worked for me. I've seen people cured immediately, and coming back to the scratching, the incision of the cuppa, that's where the healing is. And people say, well, of course it is, because when you scratch, the blood comes out and you get healed. But no, it's in the actual healing. And I've had first-hand experience of that. When I first had mine done months ago, and the brother just scratched me, I lost the brain fog immediately. It's like that sort of, you know, it just disappeared. Yeah. So no one can tell me it doesn't work. Yeah. You know, apple cider vinegar's worked for me. I've reduced my cholesterol with it. You know, by green juicing and my general diet.
Yeah, you've sold me on everything. Okay, you've sold me.
Sold, yeah.
However, and I hope the viewers are sold as well. But the point is, a lot of people maybe don't have access somewhere like this, somewhere that doesn't just offer as well just cupping, but the whole package, right? What is one thing that you would suggest people do in their everyday life to start that prevention or that healthier lifestyle? One small thing. Is it?
Well, basically get hijama.
Okay.
You don't have to have the package that we have.
Okay.
The adjustments and the the infrared heat or whatever it may be.
And how
hijama.
often is that?
Well, you can do it once a month.
Okay.
Every month or every other month, etc. At the same time, research into health itself. There's a huge, you know, a myriad of knowledge out there on nutrition and health. So yeah, I mean, there's just exercise. You know, you need to exercise at least a couple of half an hour twice a week.
So start getting hijama once a month if you can.
Yeah.
Maybe some apple cider vinegar. So yeah, if we could start those little habits here and there.
Yeah.
One. And
we
then
can be
add to
leaders
it.
into it. And
Yeah.
people can look up,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
look into it themselves.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, inshallah.
And you've opened our eyes.
Alhamdulillah, barakallah fi, jazakallah khairan.
So I went to meet Ramiz Ibrahim in his clinic, his own clinic, which is really nice, really clean, as we could see from the video there, the interview. And he's really passionate about it, that's what made the interview so easy, yeah? He knew his stuff, and you know, we got a lot out of it, really.
So what did you have on the day? Because I saw you had a bit of a adjustment, yeah?
Yeah. So what he did first was, he did a bit of adjustment. What that is with your joints. Mm-hmm. Basically, you get like some kind of gas built up in your joints, and he just adjusts it, right? And he said he gets it done every month, once a month, with someone. So he did that for me. You know, it's that little thing, gives a little crack thing. So I want to try that. I've never tried it out before.
How did it feel then? Was it
I was expecting like a little bit of pain, but there was nothing at all. And it's just, you know, you can trust him really, because he knows his stuff. So if he says it's good to do it, you know, regularly on a monthly basis, so I want to try it out as well. So that was good. Then we went into cupping, hijama.
Yes.
So he gave me 3 cups. Yeah. But the standard procedure is that you get 8 cups done. But it doesn't make much difference really.
Because we didn't see that.
Yeah.
So the 3 cups.
Yeah.
I want to know a bit more about, because I've never done hijama.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm considering it.
Yeah.
But I've got all these conceptions about pain, discomfort, blood. It's blood in the day, right?
Yeah.
So tell us a bit more about, first of all, where was it done?
Yeah.
How did it feel like? How did it begin? How did it end?
Okay, we can get into that. So you go to the clinic. You've got that bed where you lie you lie face first,
Yeah.
okay? You got a little gap for your face, so it's still comfortable, and obviously you got your shirt off there, yeah? And how he starts off, he gets these plastic cups, and he'll put it on the parts on the back. So each area on your back, or even on your neck and your head, etc., will have a specific reason, like treatment. Okay. But when you're starting off, you just want to get a general one done first, and that's what I got with him the first time, not this time. He gave me 3 cups this time. So 1 just below the neck, and then 2 kind of below the shoulders.
Okay, I see.
On the back. Okay, so 3. That's like your standard starting off kind of thing. But what he would offer you is 8 whole cups, the whole shebang.
All on your back, or is it like some on your head, some on your back?
I think that would all be on your back.
All on your back, okay.
But it's very good as well, some of the different spots on your head. For example, he told us, I think it was in the interview, where he got it done on the top of his head, and that was a special point. And he said as soon as it got done, and the little cuts that he does, as soon as that was done, he could see clearer. So the actual treatment is in the incision. That's what he mentioned. So that was really interesting.
So basically, you have these cups which he puts on your back or in the head, and then the blood is sucked up, right? So then, what happens next?
Well, what you do is first he gets the vacuum. He creates a vacuum to draw the blood to the surface, right? This is before he's done any cuts, nothing. Then he'll take it off. He'll take the cups off. Then he gets a little razor blade thing, very very clean, very. He uses a new one for everyone, right? And then he does these little lines, little dots, and it's ticklish. Yeah, it doesn't hurt at all. It's just ticklish, really. I giggled sometimes when I was doing it. Yeah, so he'll do like 5 lines, just like that on each of the cup areas. Then he puts the cup back on, and then he does the suction again.
I see. So the blood
so
comes
then,
out.
Then what he says is. He opens the tap, and he lets whatever comes out comes out. So like, when I did it that time, not much came out. It just happened to be like that. When I first did it, like a year ago, a lot came out. So it just depends. You let your body expel what it wants to expel. That's what he said.
Interesting. This is really an alternative perspective from the medical point of view, because I've never really seen cupping, let's say in a hospital or in a, I know they have leech therapy, but never cupping. So I don't understand. I mean, I understand it's an old tradition. The Chinese have it, we have it in the Islamic tradition, but in terms of general practice, we don't really see it. I mean, if the benefits are really tangible, did you feel any difference when you came out, by the way?
No, not really.
You didn't feel any benefit, any improvements?
No, but what you go with is the hadith, really. That's what I go with. I go, obviously if you follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, you get the reward, right? So you go for that, and inshallah that's accepted, right? Then, no doubt, you're going to have healing, you're going to have health coming from it, but it doesn't mean you're going to go out feeling like $1 million. It doesn't mean you're going to change necessarily. You might do, you might not. He mentioned one guy had very heavy asthma. As soon as he gave him those little incisions, his breathing changed completely.
Cleared up.
Yeah, and it wasn't when the blood came out afterwards, it was when he did the cut, right? So it depends, right? And I was getting general hijama. You can go and say, I have allergies, and then he'll give you the cup on the specific spot.
I see.
And that's when you might want to think, okay, did it work or did it not? But when you go in general, you just go to follow the sunnah to get those general health benefits, really.
Excellent. So I think, myself included, there are a lot of us who have never done hijama. We've heard about it. What puts me off personally, I'll be honest with you, it's the blood.
Okay.
It's cutting and blood, right? And me in the scene. I'm not sure about cutting blood and me. But from what you've described, it's ticklish.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's in a controlled environment.
For real,
And I guess he's saying every month. So is this something that should be done?
What he told me was, you get it the first time. Then in a month you come back. Then after that, it doesn't have to be every month. It could be less regular than that.
But it's not a one-off recommended?
No, you don't do one-off. I mean, to get the full benefits, you'll do it a few times, And it should be something like, the dentist, they say you go every 6 months. So same with hijama, you go every 3 months, every 1 month, whatever it is. Again, the dentist, like for a checkup, same with this, is just to check you out.
I see. So it could also be a preventative cure.
Definitely, exactly.
Rather than just going, you've got sickness.
Exactly.
If you do it enough, you get prevention, which is better than cure.
Yeah, that's what he mentioned. I said, is it for people who are ill or for everyone? He's like, everyone. Just come and do it. And once you get over that first time, and you realize it's ticklish, and you realize you don't even have to see the blood.
Yes.
Yeah. You're just lying there, and he'll be talking to you, and you feel a tickle, and then it's done. You know, it literally took, how long did it take? It took like 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So once you get over that first thing, and then you get into this idea of like living healthy, which is what he was talking about.
I really like that. So he actually, there was a segue when he began talking about diet.
Yeah, exactly.
And lifestyle. And he did mention in the interview when I watched it that his practice wasn't just for hijama, it was a more holistic lifestyle development practice. So he talked about eating the right foods, exercising 30 minutes a day, or 30 minutes a week, I think, hijama. So he's given the full package rather than just a small portion of remedy. I mean, I really like that because I think the world we live in now, there's a lot of obsession with health. Juicing, you mentioned juicing as well. Juicing, dieting, exercise. So I think
it's like buzz, isn't it?
It's a buzz, So for me, the way I see it now is that hijama is just another complementary form of medicine. Right? So it's a complementary form of medicine that is viable for people to utilize, make use of, and to explore. So I really think I'm in a position now where I'm more likely to try it out. I'm really kind of more interested now in finding out for myself how hijama can help me prevent sickness or maybe cure sickness as well.
But what I don't want people to go away with is that I have to go to a hijama clinic that has adjustment, that has hijama, that has nutrition plans, that has deep tissue massage. It's rare to find that, but you get whatever you can find. And there are a lot of people that could do hijama. Go to someone with a reputation who's going to be clean and everything, and then see what you can find, isn't it? So, I mean, but you saw in the background of the interview, he had the apple cider vinegar, he had the honey, exactly. He had the olive oil. So there's a lot of stuff you can find on Amazon, you can find in the supermarkets, and that will really help you as well.
I like it because I have friends who are very enthusiastic about, for example, healthy organic eating, grass-fed cows, milk that is pure, unpasteurized milk, the right kind of cheese, the right kind of... So this kind of lifestyle is becoming very popular in the West. And I think from an Islamic perspective, hijama is something that we can offer the world.
For real,
as a viable solution, because he did mention that most medicines out there have side effects. And it's really a matter of weighing the benefits and the harm and saying what the benefits are more, but there is still harm there. So I think a cleaner alternative is definitely something that we should promote and we should kind of experience and also share with others.
And it doesn't have to be alternative. You can go to both.
Complementary, complementary.
Like you don't have to say, oh, I'm doctor. I'm on the side of the doctors, or I'm on the side of hijama. No, you do your hijama as like I said, like you go to a dentist every few months. You do your hijama, and then when you get ill, you go to a doctor, isn't it? And maybe he'll give you medicine, maybe he won't. Like what I try to do is, if it's something that's not major, I'll go for the natural remedies, even if they take longer to heal, because I know it's better for me.
That's the natural process, by the way. It's not a 2-minute fix.
Exactly.
So naturally, you should be in a position whereby you're looking at the long term. I will mention this, however, from our online feed. We've got different perspectives being shared with us. So Spa Seeker says, alternative medicine is the original medicine. So this is just saying the same thing Ramiz said in the interview. That was the original form of medicine.
For real.
And then Harriet Hall says, Dr. Harriet Hall, it worked for my Aunt Tilly is not enough. So I think this second view is possibly a bit more critical of alternative medicine. And I guess she says it worked for my Aunt Tilly. Basically, it's like old wives' tales, which was mentioned to us in the interview. So I think in terms of the empirical science and the scientific credibility, do you think we're in a position whereby we can compete or at least be on the same level as the contemporary science and medicine?
Well, where we come from, the angle we come from is that it's sunnah, and the Prophet ﷺ encouraged it strongly. So that's the first thing, right? As for if a non-Muslim wants to get encouraged or they want to be convinced, then they could just try it. Because unlike the medicine, there's no side effects.
And that's something that really would sell.
There's no side effects. So go, try it out, and see how you feel. You know, maybe you'll feel better, maybe you won't. Maybe you won't get that right away, that feeling, that change. However, I think overall, I mean, there is evidence out there as well. I remember a friend of mine who was a medic, like he was studying to be a doctor, he was in his final year. He said that the NHS does approve of it. They do. Yeah, there is some kind of evidence out there. Maybe it's not concrete enough for them to like
roll it out.
Yeah, roll it out everywhere. But there is something there as well. So I feel like, you know, it's just a matter of time till we get that concrete evidence. In the meantime, us Muslims can enjoy the benefits without needing that, you know, empirical evidence, if you like.
So it's a really interesting topic, and one that, again, I really wish we had more time to discuss and get into the real deep core level topic there. But I think sufficiently to say that hijab is out there. It's been tested and tried for many centuries. Exactly. And not only in the Muslim world, but in the Chinese world as well, tradition. So, and it's highly recommended in the Sunnah, as you mentioned. So, for those who are like myself, I've never done it before. I feel that is something I should definitely consider doing, experiencing.
Yeah, you don't have to commit to it. You could just go once. Just go once. When you get over it, you see it's ticklish, you'll be more comfortable with it, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, so now, as we always do, we're going to go into a street survey segment and ask the typical member of the public what they think of alternative medicine.
So I had a family member basically who was, due to a car crash, they had some pain in their neck for years and years and years. And because of hijama, they tried everything else. They went to doctors, all this sort of stuff. They tried hijama, alhamdulillah, cured straight away.
There's perhaps nothing more important after Iman than to have sound health and to be in a good state of physical well-being. Why is it that we still seek to find remedies and wholesome alternatives in manufactured and engineered capsules and pills when nature has so much goodness to offer us?
We talk a lot about lifestyle, but what are all the pillars to that? It's not just exercising, it's also what you eat. It's also treatments like cupping, hijama. It's also how you relate to the environment around you.
We are after all from the earth, and to the earth we shall return. Therefore, why not seek the natural solutions and alternatives that the earth has to offer us? We live in a beautiful world. We live in a wealthy planet, full of alternatives, full of natural resources, full of goodness in the soil and from the heavens. Let us therefore make full use of this storehouse, this natural treasure of medicine and wholesome alternatives to our own advantage.
Explore all the options that Allah has given you in nature and rise above the mark.
In everything you do in life, from the way you eat to the way you exercise and the way you work, always seek the very best and the highest level of attainment. So remember to rise above the mark.